Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher says Gary Neville and Roy Keane make permanent excuses for Man United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because they played with him and he's their mate. I've got to agree with what Jamie Carragher has come out and said. There is no more excuses. Solskjaer has run out of excuses. Solskjaer received very good backing in the summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. He's our director of football. He recently said that we need to keep control and we will not deviate from the plan. Ed Woodward has backed Solskjaer. The Glazers have backed Solskjaer only through persuasion, because towards the end of last season the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League, and reflecting on that, there was United fans protesting against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground and then obviously outside Old Trafford. But Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. He said not so long ago that the Glazers were unhappy with Solskjaer because of 3 players. Not so long ago it says the Glazers are selling 8% of Manchester United and the shares worth 137 million. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years or so. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. Darren Fletcher also backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window. And in the summer transfer window, we made good signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, brought Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. And I'll revert back to what I've said before. Man United have got a title winning squad. And earlier on this season, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that Solskjaer was part of. We are not playing as a team, we're playing as individuals. Like Gary Neville mentioned earlier on in the season, you've got the likes of Liverpool that play as a team, Chelsea play as a team, City play as a team. We've got the best player in the world in our team in Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo has scored 5 goals in all competitions so far since he re-signed. Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month for September. Ronaldo recently scored a hat-trick for Portugal against Luxembourg. Ronaldo didn't start against Everton before the international break, and reflecting on that, Ronaldo was annoyed with Solskjaer after Man United's 1-1 draw with Everton. Solskjaer got criticised for not starting Ronaldo, but Solskjaer did come out and say that he had no regrets over not starting Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo will start against Leicester on Saturday. Earlier on in the season, it said Ronaldo wants to retire at Man United and then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s, Ronaldo is 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week. He's the highest earner at Man United. He wears the number 7 shirt, and we got him for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Ronaldo's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. I did say to you a couple of weeks ago that Solskjaer needs to stop relying on Ronaldo. Ronaldo, though, did save us against Villarreal. Wasn't for him, we wouldn't have won that game. Now we've obviously got Edison Cavani, that's also good. Cavani started against Everton before the international break. Cavani has initially lost his place in the team, was re-signing Ronaldo, but as you all know, we are considering a formation change, which will allow Solskjaer to play 2 strikers, and I presume it will be Cavani and Ronaldo. I think Cavani will leave Man United next year, but I can't say I want him to leave because Cavani has made an impact since he's come in. You know, Cavani's hold-up play is good, his movement in and around the box is good, he's good at creating chances and he scores very good goals. Cavani has got under a year left on his contract at Man United. It was back in May he signed that 1-year contract extension. Cavani's on over £200,000 a week. Cavani has got a very good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of trophies he won when he was at PSG, and he was a long-serving player when he was at PSG. He said the other week that Real Madrid want Cavani on loan in January, and I presume that Barcelona will reignite their interest in Cavani in January. Barcelona tried to get Cavani on deadline day in the summer transfer window, and Cavani was out with injury earlier on this season. Mason Greenwood, he's also very, very good. Greenwood has got, 3 goals in the league so far this season. Greenwood did go a long period though without scoring. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with the club. Marcus Rashford, he's also good as well, but he's endured his bad periods at Manchester United. The good news is, from a Man United perspective, that Marcus Rashford is now back. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while. He had to have operation on his shoulder. Not so long ago, Rashford scored twice in that behind closed doors friendly against Blackburn. Rashford is in contention to play against Leicester on Saturday. I think he'll start on Saturday. Like I've said to you before, Rashford is mostly effective on the left-hand side. He's far superior on the left than he is on the right and up top. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7. He's been in our senior squad since 2016, and He's under contract with Man United until 2023. Jadon Sancho, he's also a good player as well, but revert back to what I've said before, he's not enjoyed a good start to his Manchester United career, but like I've already said, it does take some players time to settle in. And I've said Sancho will do well at Man United providing that Solskjaer uses him correctly. Solskjaer's played him out of position a few times, he's played him on that left wing. Yeah, he can play on the left wing, but he's far superior on the right wing to the left wing, because that right wing is his predominant position. You can play Sancho centrally as well. Earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund warned Man United about the Jadon Sancho problem. Dortmund's CEO came out and said that Sancho's lack of game time at Man United is hurting my soul. We got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Sancho's under contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. You know, you've got Bruno Fernandes, that's very, very good. He's one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. Fernandes has been consistent in a lot of his games at Manchester United, but there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Bruno Fernandes starts most games for Man United. It said earlier on this season that Bruno Fernandes was close to signing a new 5-year contract with Man United worth £250,000 a week with the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo. At the moment, Fernandes is under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. Bruno Fernandes wants to stay at Manchester United. He's made that clear. Last season he won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Got him back in January 2020 from Sporting Lisbon. He's been at Man United now for almost 2 years. He predominantly plays as a number 10. Donny van de Beek, he's also a very good player, but I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United because he doesn't get enough game time. And I've said, Solskjaer has to start Van de Beek, especially in the Premier League. Recently, Solskjaer's private view on Donny van de Beek became public. Solskjaer still believes Van de Beek has an Old Trafford future, despite his lack of game time. Now, Fabrizio Romano did say not so long ago that Van de Beek is planning to leave the club in January. Many clubs have been in for Van de Beek. Newcastle are interested in him. Everton remain interested in him. That's what Sky Sports News said not so long ago. Everton were close to signing Donny van de Beek on loan, but Solskjaer rejected Van de Beek's exit. Recently, it said Juventus opened talks with Van de Beek's agent over the possible January move. So there you go. And Donny van de Beek's agent is said to be working hard on finding a new club for his client. Earlier on this season, Van de Beek was furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal. Van der Beek was spotted throwing chewing gum in the dugout. So Donny van der Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. Earlier on this season, Van der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. He reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. And earlier on this season, Van der Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. But this season's his second full season at Man United. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's under contract with us till 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. You know, you've got Paul Pogba. That's very, very good. He's enjoyed a very good start to the Premier League season. Pogba so far has got 7 assists. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. Also, Pogba did well on international duty recently. Now, I give you the news on Paul Pogba earlier on today. Spanish publication AS said that Real Madrid are back in the race to sign Paul Pogba on a free transfer when his contract at Manchester United expires at the end of the season. Real Madrid think that Paul Pogba could help convince Mbappe to join next year. Real Madrid have been linked with Paul Pogba before. A couple of years ago, Paul Pogba spoke about Real Madrid and his relationship with Zinedine Zidane, and at that time, it said Pogba came out and said he's seeking for a new challenge. Pogba has been linked with his former club Juventus. Was it last week? Paul Pogba refused to rule out a Juventus return after France beat Belgium, and Pogba did admit he always speaks to his ex-Juventus teammates. And earlier on this season, Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined us. He did say Pogba must take a big pay cut if he wants to join Juventus next summer. Italian outlet La Gazzetta dello Sport said that Juventus are prepared to offer 10 million in yearly wages to sign Pogba. PSG are in for him. League 10 Sport have already said that PSG are ready to offer 500,000 a week in wages to Pogba if Pogba decides to leave Man United next summer. PSG couldn't get him in this year's summer transfer window because they got Lionel Messi. And Inter Milan and Barcelona have been in for him before, so he's had a long running transfer saga. He said the other week though that Pogba wants to stay at Man United and he wants to sign a new £400,000 a week contract. That would make him one of the best paid players at the club. At the moment, Pogba receives like 290 grand a week. But yeah, like I say, Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. Earlier on this season, it did say that Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Man United did set the Paul Pogba deadline. We want Paul Pogba's future to be sorted by Christmas. Solskjaer has spoke about Pogba's future a few times. He did mention that Paul is a top player, and talks between the club and Pogba's representatives continue, but Solskjaer did say he wasn't involved. You've got Luke Shaw, that's a very, very good left back. He's been a bit out of form so far this season. He was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. Shaw, though, has just come back from a minor injury and illness. And I reckon Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw has been at Man United for 7.5 years or so he's been a long-serving player. He's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. Shaw's got under 2 years left on his contract at Man United. At one point it said we was in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. You know, you've got Wan-Bissaka, that's a good right back. There is aspects of his game that I've got to improve, but despite that I still think he's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively he's always been superb. This season is Bissaka's third full season at Man United. We got Bissaka in a deal worth 50 million from Palace back in the summer of 2019. You've got Raphael Varane, very good centre-half. As you all know though, Varane is out with a groin injury for a few weeks. That's bad news from a Man United perspective. Varane came off injured in France's Nations League final against Spain. He went down holding his leg, and he got replaced in the 43rd minute by Dayot Upamecano. So Varane will not be playing on Saturday against Leicester. I think he'll miss the next 4 or 5 matches at least. Varane though has done well in most of the games he's played in at Man United so far. He has looked off the pace though in the last 2 games he played in. We got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. We paid like 34 million up front. Varane is under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. And Varane to Man United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. But Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a very good pedigree as a player. Varane won a lot of trophies when he was at Real Madrid. You've got Eric Bailly, you know, he's a good centre-half. You know, he'll get his chances now with obviously Varane and Harry Maguire out. Bailly played against West Ham in the Cup earlier on in the season. That was his first start this season, and what a performance he put out. Bailly's into contention to play on Saturday against Leicester. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. You've got Harry Maguire, that's good when he wants to be. You know, he's had his good games at Man United, he's had his bad games. I mentioned Harry Maguire on my last video when I did my predicted 11. Maguire has not yet returned to full training, but he's recovered from that calf injury that he sustained in our 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. As you all know, Man United is set to offer Harry Maguire a new 5-year contract worth £300,000 a week. We want to reward Harry Maguire as he's established himself as a key figure under Ole. We overpaid for Maguire though. Got him for £80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. And obviously you've got De Gea, that's a very good goalkeeper. He's done really well so far this season, made good saves in games and his distribution's been good. Don't forget, De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. And you've also got Dean Henderson, that's a decent goalkeeper. He's only been in goal for 1 game so far this season, that was the game against West Ham in the Cup. Dean Henderson was out for a while with COVID. So yeah, we have got a good squad. There's obviously inconsistent players at Man United. Obviously Fred's inconsistent. I hope we get rid of Fred next year. We overpaid for Fred. We got him in a deal worth 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. I don't think McTominay's good enough either, but he has had his good games at Man United. I just don't think he's going to emulate that level where I want him to be at. Lingard isn't good enough. Lindelof isn't good enough either. As you all know, I've got my reservations about him. Phil Jones isn't good enough, but Phil Jones doesn't get in our team anyway. I'm expecting him to leave next year. Dalot isn't good enough. He'll leave, I think, next year. Martial isn't good enough. He'll leave next year. So there you go. And as you all know, Tellez, he just doesn't really get in our team. You know, Juan Mata doesn't really get in our team. Matic doesn't get in the team a lot now, does he, as well? And don't think Matic is good enough. So there you go. Tomorrow, I will be giving you my predictions for the Leicester Man United game. So anyway guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.